Hey everyone, I'm Pam and welcome back to my channel. I am here, as is Lily and her giant lamb, and today I'm talking about my favorite fall eyeshadow palettes. And I know that technically it's still summer, although honestly people have been acting like it's fall since August came around, but the leaves on the trees are starting to change color, it's getting nice and cool at night, and I'm definitely feeling the fall vibes and ready to move into the season and savor it before it's winter for 5 months. So I just wanted to talk about some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes that sort of capture the feeling of fall for me. Now, some of these are no longer available. Colourpop is a particularly bad company for just discontinuing everything good, but I'm still going to show you those because I'm not really trying to sell you anything, just show you what I like, the kind of color stories and things, and maybe you already have something like this in your collection, or you can find something similar from another company or in another palette, or you can find singles. You know, you don't need these particular palettes, I just wanted to share with you for, some ideas for fall looks. So to start out, I will start with the Colourpop even though they're not available. One of my favorite autumn palettes is the So Jaded palette. This is the Kathleen Light collaboration with Colourpop, and this is all about different gemstones, and one of the color schemes I definitely think of for the fall is jewel tones, and this color palette kind of does it all. So we have our jewel tones, we've got our amethysts and our sapphires, our emeralds, our garnets, so we have those like deep colors, whether they're matte or shimmer, but we've also got this area here which says like fall leaves, everything from the green to turning like orange and yellow and then turning brown, sort of like the whole sort of cycle of fall leaves, which I really enjoy as well. So there's a lot of things to do with this kind of palette. These two colors here and the actual one are pressed glitters, which I took out and replaced with something similar, but I just think that you can get all kinds of fun fall looks with this. So I really love the sort of blues and purples, but again, the sort of like red and yellow and orangey colors work super well. When I do my Metroid-inspired look from the Varia suit armor, I've used this palette before, the sort of garnet and citrine and carnelian colors here. So this is a really good fall palette. If you have it, definitely pull it out and use it again. If you don't, I'm sure you can find something fairly similar, or maybe like one with the jewel tones and one with the sort of leaf tones, if you want to do that. Next, another Colourpop collaboration, sadly no longer being sold. I really think they should bring this back for fall because it's just such a perfect fall palette. This is the Raw Beauty Christie at Forest Sight, and I think this is actually good for fall as well as for Christmas. But again, we've got these sort of like mossy green colors, we've got the oranges and reds, sort of like the leafy colors, and then these beautiful, beautiful shimmers here, because this is a mostly matte palette, but we've got these shimmers that are just a beautiful gold and then a beautiful sort of browny green flip color, which can really bring a pop to any kind of look. So yeah, I mean, I think of this like the whole palette is perfect. Like at Forest Sight, it's got like the foresty, mushroomy theme to it. And yeah, everything about this palette just says fall vibes for me. Next up, and I'm pretty sure this one is still available, is the Kaleidos Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green. This is one of my favorite palettes from Kaleidos, and Kaleidos is one of my favorite brands. I just love their formula. And this is a nice, grungy green and gold palette. It's just like perfect, just like foresty, mossy colored. I love these two greens. They're fairly similar, but they just really nice base colors, or even on their own, just really good sort of like grungy green fall colors. And then we've got these beautiful shimmers to go over top. One is green, one is gold, and then we've got this kind of I don't even know how to call this. It's like a mustardy, but a little more on the orange side, yellow color. And then this is the best matte black eyeshadow I've ever used. So this palette, I honestly love this palette in any season, but fall is really when I think of it more often. Next is a newer palette, and this is by Sydney Grace, and it is one of the Temptalia collaborations. This one in particular is On the Horizon. It's what I have on my eyes right now. If you're interested in this look, it's either the last video I put up or will be the next video I put up because I just filmed it before this. And this has a lot of those same colors, but more in a muted way. So it's got these beautiful sort of like mossy but muted greens. It's got these orangey colors which are fiery, but again, not like too intense, just very shimmery and reflective. And then we've got a bunch of beautiful dark blues and a couple sort of dark purples. And the shimmers in here, like the lighter shimmers especially, Heart Dog is just an absolutely gorgeous color, whether it's for like a brow bone highlight or an inner corner or even just all over the lid. It's just absolutely beautiful sort of shimmery taupe. And then Lunar Illumination is a beautiful sort of lilac-y color as well. And I love this Infinite Echoes, a sort of like gray purple. And yeah, so this is a little more muted than the rest of the palettes have been, but the shimmers in them are just so reflective and beautiful. And yeah, this palette makes me feel like a warm hug on a cool fall day. So this is fantastic. Highly recommend this. This is probably my favorite of the three that she put out, actually. But yes, this is On the Horizon. Next up, we've got some Urban Decay, and I feel like every beauty YouTuber likes to shit on Urban Decay for some reason, and I'm not really sure why, because I've only got two of their palettes, but I've really liked them both. The first is the Naked Heat palette, which is the very warm-toned palette. I always think of this when fall comes around. It's got just these beautiful sort of reds into the purple, sort of like terracotta and brick shades, as well as some sort of nice transition colors up here. I particularly like the darker mattes. This purple is one of my favorite colors in the palette. It's called Ember, but all of the shimmers are really nice. Honestly, from like here down, it's like meh, but everything sort of in the deeper end of this palette I really like, and it's just the kind of colors I tend to think of when fall rolls around. Now I've also got another one. I was debating which one of these to put in, and I thought, what the heck, I'm just going to put them both in. So the second one is the Naked Honey, and this one is a gold and yellowy palette. It's got browns that are not as warm toned as the Naked Heat palette. Oh my god, it's so noisy out there. But yeah, it's got these beautiful brown mattes, and again, what I really love are these shimmers, the golds here, and it's got like all kinds of golds. You've got like your more yellowy golds, your more like old sort of antique golds, and the lighter golds of sort of more orangey color. This is another just really gorgeous palette that I've been doing some nice looks with lately, and it also sort of says fall to me. And last but not least, if you're looking for something that's, you know, a little simpler, more of a monochrome palette that's not overwhelming, I really love the Dose of Colors Baked Browns. These are more warm brown shadows, but they're just really nice. You can pick just a couple of these or all of these and make a beautiful look with them. The shadows themselves are super buttery and soft. There's like a lot of kick up in the pan because they're quite soft pressed, but they just go on so nicely. I love these sort of warmer colors here, but then this like deep dark brown is also just so like chocolatey and rich and delicious. And this color here is just like a beautiful all overshadow if you have a lighter skin tone. So this is a really good one that's, a little more simple, a little more easy to make a quick look out of, but also very beautiful and definitely says fall to me. And last, just as a little bonus, I want to share a few of my favorite lip products for fall. When I think of fall, I definitely think of like nice, deep, warm red, sort of like terracotta-y brick colors. What I'm wearing right now is the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Mousse in the color Spice. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about, just like a nice, warm, rich color that, sort of warms you up on a cold day. I'm also wearing that with the Milani lip liner in Spice, which is a little lighter actually than this actual lipstick, but is another great fall color. The other things that I really like that are fairly similar, just have a bit of different tones to them. This is the Bite Beauty Amuse-Bouche lipstick in the color Chai. And this one is the same kind of color, but it's got a bit more of a cooler tone, sort of like a purple undertone to it, and it's really beautiful. And then we have the Quo Beauty Lip Crayon. This is in Autumn Valley. And this one's a little more on the lighter sort of pink side, but it still has that sort of fall feeling and the warmth in the redness there. So those are a couple of my favorite lipsticks to go with these, my favorite fall palettes. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what some of your favorite fall palettes or colors or products of any kind are. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.